on mute all day because I also have had this drilling work, concrete cutting. I just stopped there for a few minutes, but I've literally been online with my noise reduction thing, trying to hear everything that has been going on. But look, it's been an extraordinary day. It's been a great event, and so certainly for all of the people who've come on on board today to share their stories and share their wisdom. I thank you very much. So I'd like to maybe go through a little bit of a rundown and of what it was that we've actually heard today. But maybe as I do, I'd also actually ask those people who are on board right at the moment just to use the chat box. So if I talk just for a moment, just about the GQC itself, we are an organization. We've been around for about 20 odd years plus in Geelong. Our modus operandi is about improving the skill sets, the capability and the prosperity generally of people in the Geelong region. And we do this by running events. And typically we run, somewhere in the region of 10 events per annum. And so today has been, an exceptional event that we've run, and we can't do it obviously without people's input. But use the chat box, please, to suggest maybe some types of events or styles of events that you would be interested in seeing us run at some point in the future. Because, they're the types of things that we want to do in terms of trying to add value back into our community. But yes, just a quick recovery from what we had this morning, starting out with WorkSafe, Richard Anderson. Just a great message in terms of sharing his work smart and engagement of people rather than haranguing people and telling them what to do, just getting them on board by listening to them and sharing their issues. I think has been a great start to the day. When we learned about his operational excellence and talking about even the smallest thing, which can make a very big difference. So he gave the example of a form that they basically put in place, and he said, just by making this form digital, it seems like a small thing, but actually made a huge change. And then the advent of using things like the 365 has been a vehicle to underpin a lot of the changes that they then ran through their organisation. And then we went on. We heard from Michelle and crikey, and I know Michelle's still on board. I mean, I was trying to keep up with it from, restoring the furniture to running workshops. So all of a sudden we were in a shop front that she found, and then running master classes, and COVID hitting and doing all that painting at home. And it almost seems like Michelle has the Midas touch. Everything she seemed to do seemed to just get better and better and better. So, I think, Michelle, we could all do with a little bit of you in our lives, from 3 months to getting 73 stalkers of your product, and now 1,600 stores coming on board. I think you've certainly got a bright future ahead of you, and thank you very much for sharing that. The inspiration around that has been it's been fantastic. Just phenomenal story of success. And then the story from Alyssa, I thought was really good, from the video photography, and how do you deal with those in this environment, because people aren't necessarily going to carry on because COVID has hit, weddings are shut down, and all of a sudden there's nothing that's really open to you. So being able to pick that and do a turnaround has been fantastic, and doing video tutorials and helping people how to learn to do video and photograph their own weddings and getting things at a price point is just a really good way. You've inflected the kind of thinking around that to be able to produce a product that that has held true. So I think that really good insight. And Bree, who had a double hit. So Bree was the double hitter because you were back on board again, Bree. But I love that thing about the diversity. Look, you gave us a really good story in terms of coming into your business and your organization, and almost that decision point of should you stick with it or should you go back. And I can see there was obviously a big push and pull thing going on there, and how do I go? But I really just love the idea of we use the words about connecting with the why, but you really, that seemed to be actually the thing that really got you over the thing in the end, was that you just couldn't walk away from your why. Yeah, you could go and get another job and you could do that, and certainly you could earn an income, but it would be walking away from your why. And so sticking with it, I think, is really a great message. I would say, from a business owner point of view, probably don't wait 3 years for the incomes. You can, it's okay to earn your income before 3 years. So I know that people talk about the long period of time, so get there quicker. But turning and pivoting around that online training and the things that you've done in that space, I think is it's a really good insight. And there's a lot of people with knowledge online, and maybe there are pathways that we could follow in terms of that, because there's certainly a market there for it. And who do we? Well, I'm probably out of sequence then when I take a look at this, but maybe I think it was Bianca. And Bianca with the aromatherapy base, again, just taking a look at that COVID scenario, enhancing her website, a great story of just building that solid foundation of the business that you're going to be able to grow from. So I thought that was a really good sharing. But what I loved about Bianca, and I think we heard it came through very strongly with Michelle and some of the others as well, was this idea of sharing with one another. So collaboration and sharing, and certainly building together, was a great story. So thank you very much for that, Bianca. And Rob, who's also a double hitter, because he's just had the check-in with James there. So that online thinking tool for me. So my note is it's putting Miro on steroids, and being able to really get into that online design thinking space. So took a look at the best of the best, and obviously you've refined that, really made a viable product. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes in terms of the marketplace. But what a way to round out with James at the end of the day. Just phenomenal. It was a great message, and maybe we get James back again. But look, we could get anyone back again. I would certainly love the message, the stranger, the suspect, the prospect, and who's the doctor on the plane. I mean, if you get nothing out of today, but you're trying to figure out who's the doctor on the plane, I think you got a takeaway. So that was really phenomenal. So I would thank you very much for that, James, for sharing. I'll check in with the chat after. We will bring this to a halt now. Our target date for next month is the 22nd of October. So I'd say to you, save the date. Typically, our events are only an hour or two. What I like about Geelong Quality Council is that we don't try and own you. We're not a member organisation from that point of view. You don't have to pay a subscription. If we're putting on an event that you like, you enjoy, and you think it'll further enhance your business organisation, then please sign up to it. If you wish to be involved in a committee, because we're just a not-for-profit, and there's a number of these guys who are online here today, come and get engaged, because it is about giving back to the community, and that's really what we enjoy doing. And certainly great to have such wisdom around the place here to be able to share amongst that is really wonderful. So bringing it to a close, thank you very much, and a very big thanks also to John Pendlebury, who has done phenomenal work. You could maybe give him a wave on the reactions there, and also to Andrew Lane, who have put in a huge amount of hours over the last 6 weeks to make today happen. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. So thanks everyone.
Thank you.